So yesterday was the full moon, and I do have a lot of, I'll just go ahead and put the date out there for anyway, put the date out there. I can start over again. I'm an editor. So yesterday was full moon, and it was December 4th, 2025. The apex of the full moon was at 5:14 Central Standard Time. And I fell into the same pattern that I've fallen into many times, because I am a 28-degree Aries sun, but 28 is a Taurus ruled number. So that means that I am a Taurus ruled Aries sun. So I am stubborn, I suppose. Impatient and ready to get things done. So I'm not great at planning. Seems like if the Taurus ruled part of my Aries sun would be better at planning, but I'm not. The free-spirited Sagittarius part of me is currently being activated by the sun and the moon. It's also being activated by oscillating Black Moon Lilith, which triggers fears. It's being triggered by Mars, which creates action and aggression and anger, depending on, where you're at. So I had a reading by the astrologer Robbie Hunt, who has left Serious Joy to be focused on her the reverend part of her life, and she is an ordained metaphysical reverend. Anyway, she told me that I needed to start making videos and put them out, and she gave me an assignment, which I failed. Because I am exploring how I abandoned myself, I suppose, or my patterns of abandoning myself by doing the whole fear of success and so anyway, she gave me an assignment that I need to put myself out there and just make a video, and she said just get it out there. And I know I've done some other videos, but I haven't been doing them since I graduated my Human Garage Coaching certification, which I know is silly, but it is a pattern that I have. So this morning I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, a lot of times, sometimes before, and I got up and I did a video off of YouTube from Eline. Eligned, Elined. It's a lady from Australia. But she puts out lymph movement videos and that also challenge your vestibular system and your visual system. So it's really good for your brain. And this morning I started with a video that was labeled, I believe, Improve Your Mood. And she does exercises that trigger your homunculus. The homunculus man is a visualization of what our nervous system, like which nerves have registered the most information. So I think it's your mouth is first. So in the homunculus man, the lips are really big, the eyes are really big, the ears are big, the hands are big, the feet are big, and like size is what tells you which one senses the most, takes in the most information. And so a lot of the exercises are really silly, but they help me a lot. I did notice that I am not anywhere nearly as coordinated as she is, which makes sense because she's the teacher. But it reminds me of childhood and when I had the injury to my head and later ended up on phenobarbital and dilantin. I really, because I had a seizure, and I'm not so sure that I wasn't just having like some kind of child channeling moment or something in the back of the car, or I was just having like maybe my parents were fighting in the car on the way back, and that's what triggered it. But anyway, I ended up on phenobarbital and dilantin until I was 13, and I hadn't had a seizure since I was 7, so they took me off. But I don't know what those drugs did to my my ability to focus. I don't know what the head injury did to my ability to be coordinated. It does seem like my brain doesn't like to mirror things. So the childhood version of me would really get in my head about not being able to do things as fast or as easy as other people. And then I would just get on a downward spiral. And this is just, like a little kid that is, 5 years old. Seven years old, 10 years old, But just as constantly berating herself for not being normal and not being able to do things as well as other kids. And I don't really know whether that's accurate or not. I feel like maybe if I understood that, eventually if I practice whatever movement they're trying to get me to do, I'm gonna get better. I may not be Catching on as fast as most of the other people. This is why I didn't stay in dance class, or I couldn't stay focused in dance class, because, you know, like, it seems like I'm not paying attention, and that's why I'm not getting the steps as fast as everybody else. But I don't learn that way. I don't know. I think that there are ways that I mean, like, that I could learn movement, especially it's all movement based stuff that like Miss Mary Mac, you know, like that. I'm not sure that I ever fully learned the whole thing. I may have learned parts of it, but I didn't learn the whole thing. And I would get I don't know. Anyway, it's good for me to do her videos, because I have not been challenging myself to like explore the full range of my eyes. I'll sit and lay in bed for hours, and so my eyes are like always at the same angle. And I think that's probably why I'm starting to get cataracts. So I need to stop doing that and actually do eye exercises on a daily basis, which is something that I have told myself before that I need to start doing the eye exercises. Aligned videos, I found them about the time that my leg injury happened, which I don't think, it didn't even, there wasn't a point where I like turned it and went, ow, you know, like I just woke up one morning and it was like, ow, what the fuck has happened to my leg? What did I do? And it was right at the end of getting certified for coaching. So of course I use that as an excuse to not do any human garage whatsoever. But I really like her videos. I like the stuff that she does, so, and I feel like maybe I should take one of her classes and learn about it. At some point, I'm gonna have enough information to be really badass movement person. I don't know. But at the end, today's on mood, at the end, she has you unzip and take off the outer shell and like kick it away. And I want to do her video every morning. I want to do that one specifically. Because eventually I will get the hand movements, the hand jive that she does in the video. But I like the whole idea of waking up all of these senses and activating my vestibular and my brain, and calming my vagus nerve first thing in the morning, and then unzipping and throwing away, you know, that old, outdated self of me on a regular basis, just like every day. And yesterday I was planning on fasting, but You know, for the longest time I thought it was fear of failure, but I think that it is failure of, or like fear of success. And in that video today, she also said something about you should get outside and do real things and see real things. And she said something about AI making so many of the videos. And it made me think about how putting myself out there at this point is putting something real out there. So, you know, it's bedhead in the morning. I haven't brushed my teeth. I still stink from the day, but that's behind me. And I'm just doing a healthy morning routine of being real. What does real mean to me in the morning? And, you know, I like being able to get up at 4 o'clock and not worry about the fact that, you know, there's somebody in my bed sleeping. But I would really like to actually meet someone that wants to do similar things, you know, like, oh, okay, I'm ready to get up and do some movement exercise, and I'm ready to go outside and do some rope flow or swing a mace around, and someone that will help me practice my handstands. You know, someone that will help me spot me for doing back bends. And, you know, like someone that wants me to do those things for them. Like, someone that is like excited about fasting and it's like, hey, let's do a fast today. Someone that's like, I think I could go a week without eating. I'm gonna try that. And it seemed like just a good bonding experience, you know? I don't know. So yesterday, and I mean, like, it's still conjunct today, but not exact. So the sun was at 13 degrees Sagittarius, which happens to be my vertex point. And the vertex point is a fated point where, like, it brings fated events or fated people into your life, or, you know, you have the fated conversation that you've been meaning to have. And I don't think that all the people are meant to stay in your life, but maybe, you know, we were pretty slow at work yesterday, and oddly enough, I was up front with Elijah as the seater, which I didn't really need a seater, but we were so slow. But you know, slow season at the Wildflower. You can't just I don't know, if people need to make money, you can't just send them home just because, I don't know. Anyway, you could if you were heartless, but which corporations are, so, you know. Anyway. But anyway, I know I've said anyway like 12 times. A handsome gentleman came in who I would say, I mean, appearances were exactly my type. I found him very appealing. So of course I went and talked to him. And I mean, like, everything that he talked about, it sounded like he travels around a lot of the United States. So that, of course, is like the dream that I haven't fulfilled yet, is like have like a travel van and go all over the United States and Canada and Mexico or South America. But I would like to start with the United States. So maybe it was just because I knew that, you know, like there was a fated person or fated something that I just wanted to talk to him. But a lot of things came up, you know, a lot of fear, heavier than I have been in the past couple of years. And I live with my parents, and I'm not great with finances, and, you know, like I quit wearing makeup, and I'm doing all the things that I judge as meaning that I'm not successful. So even if I never see that guy again, he's still seemed like a catalyst point. You know, maybe he's just there because the awkward feeling that I have is what I needed to get serious about my fasting and serious about posting real stuff on actually posting these videos instead of just making them and storing them and never doing anything with them, you know. Because there are so many AI videos that, you know, like, and I will do it with astrology and chat GPT. I will get on there and talk to them like they are my buddy. Like, don't. Okay. Awesome. But it, you know, it would be really nice to tell myself yesterday morning that I wanted a Sagittarius friend. You know, like, I would like a Sagittarius friend. My other friends are great, but I would like a Sagittarius friend, and I don't have any. hopefully a spiritual. Anyway. But yesterday was the 13 portal. And 13, he had Christopher Witecki from Serious Joy. I looked at on his 40 days what he does. 40 days of truth and purpose, 40 days of self-love, and 40 days of past life and karma. And I was looking at what 13, step 13 means, or what planet is linked to 13, and it was mean black moon Lilith, which I have a lot of influence in my chart right now, because not only do I have oscillating Lilith in the 5th house with all this other stuff that's going on, but Lilith is also in my about to leave my 4th house and come into my 5th house, which will conjunct my North Node pretty much right away, because I'm a 1 degree Leo, so 1 degree is the cusp of every house. And astrology is much like the inside of a music box, like the little drum that has the metal spikes that create the music. So all these planets and asteroids float around and sometimes planets, like get stuck in a certain area. They don't all have, like a nice even axis or ellipsis. God, it's been a long time since I took astronomy. Not that I would remember any of that, because I haven't used it a day at all since I took the class. But yeah, astrology fascinates me. So anyway, I'm going to get up and do some movement.